bringing back whatever Nerdy Thursday, Geek Week, whatever. Shutting down my other channel, keeping it up just in case if I want to play some gaming. I don't know. Just too much. I tried for a while. I felt like I was neglecting people on that one. I have a tough time of responding anyway. It's just not quick on the draw on that. And then I feel like how long is too long to respond? Like how if I go back a couple of weeks later, I just don't know. And I need to be better, and I talk about that all the time. But anyway, so if you're thinking this is going to be my cards, uh, Nerdy Thursday is usually, um, even though card collecting is very nerdy as well, uh, it's usually my other collections like video games, Star Wars, and Batman. That's usually the big ones that I have. Pretty tight on what I get. So I feel like I'm reintroducing myself for the 15th time of doing this type of thing. But I went to a show a few weeks ago. I will talk a little bit more about it. It was toys slash cards. It was 50-50. The card side was but the toy side was banging and did well. So first off is this guy had a bunch of the it, a lot of the toys there were dusty. I was not pleased with the dust, but this guy had these 9-inch uh, Black Series and had a really good deal. I can't remember. It's been a few weeks since I went, and so I picked up a couple of uh, stormtroopers that I didn't have. Really picky on what I'm picking up. But this is the Inferno Squad agent uh, for this is he'll be flying like a TIE fighter. He's a special uh, you know he's not just a regular old TIE fighter pilot. He's going to be one of the elite. And then I have a Purge Stormtrooper as well. And I've been learning a little more of the Stormtroopers here lately. So, been interesting. I might talk more about that on a Wednesday. I might invite some friends on to talk more about, shows and things like that. You just never know what I will have. So, I did get these two. I did went with a certain amount of cash. I'm very strict. Again, $200. Very strict on it. I came back with some money as well, but I was very strict. And then I ended up getting basically a box of Batman stuff. I'd never seen this series before uh, at toy shows or anywhere, and I'm glad I didn't have more money because I would have bought everything he had. I was somebody bought something while I went walking around, but that's okay. That I was interested in. Um, I'm gonna say this one to last because this was the one. This was the reason. And then he started. Well, if you get this and you get this, and then so that's what I did. So now this one here is, and I don't think I was trying to. I mean, these were. He goes. He just had them sitting in his garage, and it was his personal collection. So yeah, these are not part of the newer stuff. Let me see if I can find the date on here. Let's see. I do not. 2013, and this isn't part of like the newer. What's his face's uh, line he's doing. What's his face. I'll think of it here in a minute. Does all the Spawn stuff. But this is Batman and Robin. I mean, the classic climbing up the side of a building. I was not going to leave that sitting there. I can't remember the deal for all of these, but it was definitely a good deal. And then he let me box. He boxed it up and kept it there and let me go finish my shopping. And then I went back and took it. And then I went and got barbecue. This is again from the classic, I believe, the movie Surfs Up Joker, and the cards were really nice too for the most part. The boxes were in good shape. Now, if I could keep them that way, it'd be great. I have found some places online that has the cases. This is just from the TV show Batman, and this is definitely, I love anything with that classic TV logo, the '66. Um, Even though this is more from, and this is more looks more like one of the cartoons. I want to say Return of Batman, and then that insignia is like one of the newer Batmans, along with all this. So I was kind of really looking it over, seeing everything. Uh, but yeah, just love this stuff. Can't wait to put it in my room. Uh, this one here, little dent on the card back, but man, just great. These look just like the characters in the TV show. Um, Caesar, I can't think of his last name, played the Joker. Uh, yeah, and as you can see again, more cartoonish on the back. And I mean, of course, I collect some Joker stuff since he's the bad guy. He is the bad guy in the whole thing, all the Batman series. And then if I had to have the Surfer, um, if I had to have the Surfer Joker, I had to have the Batman Surfer, and I have both of them in a different McFarlane toys. I have McFarlane editions of those as well. But man, these are really cool. And these I thought was going to be McFarlane, but I do not see any McFarlane insignias anywhere. He definitely put stuff on his. I don't know what it just says Warner Brothers and Batman. Um, so I don't know what company made these. I need to look more, or DC Comics, excuse me. It doesn't even say Warner. That's probably why they have a lot of comic book stuff on the back. Um, but yeah, I was just blown away by these and not seeing them before. You know, I collect, but I don't go actively looking for Star Wars collections and Batman stuff to collect. But that's why when I see something I haven't seen before, I really enjoy it. Now, cards is a little bit different, but the toys, yeah, I love Stormtroopers and Batman '66. I do collect some other Batman stuff, but it's got to be something I really like. Probably so far, you know, my favorite Batman movie has been the last Batman, the one with Batman and Catwoman when it was a little bit darker. I like that. I hope they make some more of that kind. Um, yeah, I didn't like the suits, the plastic looking suits and all that. I wasn't a big fan. If you're gonna do it either corny like '66, make me feel like a kid again, or do something darker because Batman is a dark, a dark character. And then this was the big boy. I got this, the Batmobile with both figures in it. Um, they did have like the Joker mobile, from a TV show. Uh, I really would love. I have the motorcycle with sidecar for the McFarlane toys, but I would love to have the boat. And I've seen it, and I saw it at the show. That's something that's pretty readily available. But yeah, I know I'd love to have a bigger version of the helicopter from '66. So they use like, if you ever seen MASH, or even like they were used as well. It's the '60s version. A lot of medevacs and stuff like that used them, where they put the stretchers on the side of the helicopter. So it was just a big glass ball where the person driving and the co-pilot would sit there. Some of them had back seats, but most of them didn't. And that was the Batcopter. Uh, in the '66. I have a few Matchbox car versions of it, but I would love to have a big one. And it could be loose. That's my two things that I've been kind of looking for, is a loose, some loose TIE fighters. And I wouldn't mind getting like a loose helicopter, or some loose stuff. And I kind of want to, take my child self in me. Yes, I'm 53, but in my game room, I would love to hang them from the ceiling, um, and just do that. I would love to. I'd get it if I did get a Tie Fighter. Then I'd have to get an X Wing fighter, uh, to have it chasing down. So, um, but that is a want and not something that I'm actively going after. If one falls in my lap, so be it. But that is my pickups from the game and card show. It was called a collector's show. I really like those. So this one wasn't as big, and it was in a smaller um, venue. Um, so it was a little cramped in there, and they only had one bathroom. If you don't watch this channel, I do want my bathrooms. I don't want them readily available. They didn't have anywhere to buy drinks. I did bring a couple of waters, but I didn't. These smaller shows, I don't take a backpack because I make a lap. I know I'm only in there with 200. If I don't see anything, I leave. Usually, I'll see something that catches my eye. I I didn't see anything. I did see some toys that I could have stayed. I could have spent a good amount on the toy side, and really enjoyed it because I just don't see it that often. Everything else I see all the time, and I don't really buy that stuff off of eBay and stuff because, I mean, buying toys and video games and stuff just feels more fun. Even cards, more fun in the wild than just sitting here on eBay and just looking at pictures. Uh, but yeah, it's just more suited that way. I am going to a uh, a con next weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend of the 7th and 8th, in Raleigh, North Carolina. I think it's called Geek Con. Um, and it's supposed to be, I think, mostly gaming, but I think it's going to have, a little bit of everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. We just don't have, to my knowledge, a lot of cons down here like that. And if I have gone to a couple, and it'll be some comic books and just people doing crafts mostly, and I I'm not into that. It was nice, but it's just I drove a ways to go see that, couple of those shows, and just wasn't for me. But I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm going to Surge in July in South Carolina. It's only a couple hours from me. We're gonna go there after work, I think. So, uh, on Friday. But anyway, back to today. Thanks for watching. Yes, Nerdy Thursday is back on this channel. If you're into nerd stuff, just let me know. Let me know what you're into. I watch pretty much all nerdy stuff to some, not all, but I have a pretty good range that I like in sci-fi,
fantasy. Um, I read comics. I don't read as much as I would like or used to. I just need to do that. It also helps with my brain and words, keeping my vocabulary going. So I found that. But I have been neglecting my books since I moved to North Carolina. Just need to find the time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And again, let me know if you into like Batman or Star Wars or anything like that. And until next time, see ya.